Welcome back to my kitchen. We're in the kitchen today. We're cooking some recipes for Veganuary because I want to be there for you and help you out this month. You don't have to go completely vegan. You can try a few vegan meals this month, or do it some of the time, do it during the daytime, do it at the weekends, whatever you prefer to get you eating more plants, I'm all for. So the first recipe we're going to be making is my 15-minute stir-fry noodles. This is from my cookbook, Make It Vegan, which is out now. I can't believe I could say that, it's out now. And this is a fail-safe recipe that I've been making for years. It basically explains to you how the basis of stir-fry works, how you don't have to buy the packaged sauces, you don't have to buy the packaged vegetables. This will teach you how to make a stir-fry so you can adapt it for the seasons and for your personal taste preferences. And it's very, very easy. In this recipe, I share how you can adapt it to make it a bit longer if you want to really sear off the tofu and make it golden brown, or if you quite literally only have 15 minutes, then it will only take you 15 minutes. Let's get cooking. Before we set our timer, get your tofu and press it first. If you haven't got one of these, there's no problem, but this is from Tofuture. I've had this, I think, since like 2017 or something. You can get it on Amazon, I'll link it. If you don't have one of those, then you can use some plates stacked up with some cookbooks or something heavy, just to press out the majority of the liquid. And I always do this. I always start any recipe I have with tofu by pressing it to begin with. And this is extra firm tofu, not silken tofu, but extra firm. It's the one that you get in the chilled section in the supermarket. Start by chopping your veg. I've got 2 pak choys. And then I've got approximately 200 grams of mushrooms. These are all mixed mushrooms, which are my favorite. Try and grab them. Mixed mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms. They just taste so much more delicious. And then I've got 1 red chili. You can add less chili if you're not a chili person. The tofu's been in the press for maybe like 10 minutes, and you can see all the liquid in there. For the tofu, I'm going to slice it down the middle, in half, and then into thirds. And it can do this if you press it, and that's just the liquid, but don't worry about it. Like, you're just cooking for yourself. If you fried it and cubed it beforehand, it would keep its shape. That might fall apart in the pan if you're doing the 15-minute version, but that's okay. These are the noodles I'm gonna use, but whatever noodles you use, just follow the instructions. These just take 5 minutes in a pan of boiling water and then to be dunked in some cold water and set aside. So while our noodles are cooking, we'll start with a little bit of oil. You can use olive oil, coconut oil, whatever you like. Put it over medium to high heat. Let that heat up and just sort of glaze the pan. And then we can first start with our chili, around a thumb size amount of ginger, and life hack, freeze your ginger and use a microplane. So much simpler. This has defrosted a bit because I've been filming, but it is just so much quicker. And then 3 garlic cloves. I always use a mincer like this. It's just so much easier. And just fry this for a couple of minutes. Another little cooking hack, if you're afraid of your garlic burning, or you tend to do that, add the garlic with the oil so it won't burn easily. Now we can add in our veg. I'm gonna add in the mushrooms first and just toss them through. And this is the beauty of this dish. If you want to be perfect about it, you can cook the mushrooms off, make them reduce, and you can brown your tofu separately, or you can just throw everything in and wait for it all to be cooked if you're feeling lazy or if you're new to cooking. And this is when you can crank the heat up. Add in your tofu. Now I'm going to chuck in some pak choi, nestle them in there. So that's 5 minutes on the timer since the noodles have gone in, so I can drain and rinse those. And the key here is you want to save a cup of noodle water. So just get a mug, set it aside, drain your cooked noodles, rinse them with cold water, and then they're ready to use. Look how beautiful and browned that's looking. Oh, spicy. That's from putting it on a really high heat so everything can brown really quickly. Now we can add in our flavour. So we start with our sweetness. I'm going to use a tablespoon of maple syrup, a tablespoon of dark soy sauce for colour and sweetness, a tablespoon of light soy sauce for saltiness. Sub these for tamari if you're gluten-free, and some lime zest for that acidity. I'm also going to squeeze in the lime juice as well. And look how gorgeous that colour is now. Now we can add our noodles to the pan, along with our reserved noodle water. Just start with a little to begin with. And if you want to try this method, it does help because it makes your life so much easier to combine your dish. Look how good that looks. Now we can plate it up. I love topping it with sesame seeds, and a nice addition at the end, if you fancy, is a little drizzle of toasted sesame oil. A little goes a long way. I actually think that took slightly less than 15 minutes, and I was filming and moving the camera around. This is just so rapid. The key is to just have it on a really high heat and keep tossing it so it goes brown. Let's dig in. In fact, I'm gonna save this one because this looks a bit prettier because I need to get some nice shots for you, which you will have just seen. Boy oh boy, this is gonna become your favorite thing that you have in rotation all the time. The washing up has been done. I've got all my ingredients for my next recipe, and this is one that I hope gets you into liking tofu. These are my firecracker tofu nuggets. Hopefully this is a recipe that can kind of get you in the door and help you to eat vegan food that's comforting and that's something you're used to and you're familiar with. I have it in the book with salad and chips. This evening we're going to eat these with some homemade wedges and peas with a delicious harissa yogurt, and it's just comfort food at its best. So I'm going to start with 2 blocks of tofu. We're going to press these again as well. I'll just do them one after the other, and we're going to prep all of our spices and bits together. Now our tofu is lovely and pressed. I'm going to chop them into chunks, kind of like we just did with the stir fry, and you can do them as big or small as you like. I do them around 2 centimeters just because by the time you've breaded them and fried them, they do get a bit bigger. So about that big, but you can do them bigger if you want. Now we're going to get our 3 separate bowls for the breadcrumbing. The first bowl, we'll start with 5 tablespoons of flour, half a cup of non-dairy milk. It's about 125 ml, which, fun fact, my cookbook comes with cup measurements, grams and ounces, just so that everyone can know what's happening. And our spices, I'm doing a teaspoon of cayenne, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of garlic granules, and then season with salt and pepper. This is where you would adapt your personal flavouring preference. You could do any spices that you enjoy and then mix that all together. I definitely should have done a bigger bowl, but hey ho. To our second bowl, we'll add 75 grams of breadcrumbs, or this is around 3/4 of a cup, a pinch of chili flakes, and 3 teaspoons of sesame seeds. And then 125 grams or a cup of flour. So we have our flour and milk and seasoning mixture, and our breadcrumbs, and we just go from left to right and coat each breadcrumb. You can try and have like one hand your wet hand, one hand your dry hand. First, coat in your flour. And I have actually got quite chunky breadcrumbs, which will be quite fun. Now this does take some time, so it's your chance to watch a bit of TV, listen to some music, chat with your partner, that kind of thing. And if you don't want it to take so long, then make bigger tofu chunks. Now we're going to heat a generous amount of oil in our pan to deep fry, about 2 centimeters deep. And you just want to plop your little tofu nuggets in. You can do this in batches and then keep them warm in the oven if you don't have a large frying pan. Look at that sizzle! So you want to cook these for about 5 to 10 minutes on medium to high heat. As they start to look more brown, that's when you can turn them. And you can start at the ones that you began with and just sort of test it out. So if you rotate it and you think that that looks golden enough, then you can carry on twirling them. I think it could do with a little longer, or you can go for one of the ones in the middles because those are going to be, yeah, it's pretty much there. Yeah, I'm going to turn them. I wish you could smell this. It smells absolutely delicious. You can smell the paprika especially. And look, I'm not here to tell you that this is the healthiest thing on the planet. I'm obviously deep frying tofu coated in breadcrumbs. But life is about enjoying food, you know? And if you're going to do veganuary and you're someone who eats meat, then you need to invite some comfort foods into your life. Enjoy some tofu nuggets once in a while. If that's what's going to encourage you to reduce your intake of animal products, and it could just be that you swap this out once or twice a week for another meal, and it just gives you that comfort and that deliciousness. Look at those golden nuggets. We're going to enjoy these with a nice little yogurt dip, and again, this is the kind of thing that you can improvise. You can make it how you like. I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of coconut yogurt with some harissa, about 2 teaspoons, and then mix that together and you're going to get a really delicious spicy, well, this is rose harissa. You could make this just with the yogurt and the lemon zest. I'm going to put a bit of lemon zest in there, just about half of the lemon. Popcorn chicken. Just look at this bowl of golden nuggets. How good does that look? This is why I say if I had a restaurant, I would serve these if I was having friends over. What a great little snack to have. Let's do the official taste test. I've already had a few because I've been filming those little clips. They are so good. Oh my gosh. And they're not overly spicy either. You don't have to make them super spicy. You can make them as spicy as you enjoy, but my goodness me. Really definitely make the yogurt dip. It just is, it's perfect with it. And you could also add some extra like cracked black pepper on top and loose sea salt. That would make it yummy. We're at this end of the kitchen today because it is raining outside and it's very dark in this kitchen. We are making pizza toast. This is such an easy recipe. I mean, did you hear the crunch? It's kind of a suggestion. I wanted to put some recipes like this in the cookbook because realistically, as much as a cookbook will have lots of recipes that take time and consideration for you to get the right ingredients and follow it step by step, I also wanted some things in here that are just suggestions and realistic recipes that you'll eat for lunch every day. But we've got a lovely loaf of bread that Alex baked. Look at this, delicious bread. And then I'm gonna go for artichokes, olives, some red onion, and then maybe, I'm not 100% sure yet, maybe some spinach, maybe some tomatoes, maybe some peppers. I don't want to overfill it. I think that's the key with pizza. You don't want to overdo it. In the cookbook, I photographed it. Well, I didn't photograph it. Claire Winfield did, and Lily Silberman dressed it and styled it with vegan cheese. I think there's red onion, maybe mushrooms and red pepper in there. So just whatever your fave pizza toppings are. I think my fave pizza toppings are always artichokes, olives and red onion. And I might throw a little bit of spinach in there for some colour. We're gonna have some vegan cheese and toast it all up deliciously. And honestly, this is the best lunch if you just want something filling and hearty and delicious and very, very easy. So we've got our bread. Alex is gonna have some too, so I'm gonna make his ones. He's having tomato, red onion, and that's it. Butter your bread. I'm using the Naturli vegan block. This is by far my favourite vegan butter, not only because of the taste, but also the ingredients are slightly better. I think it's organic. Now, I'm going to share with you a little hack. You don't have to do this. This is not in the cookbook because I wanted to make it the most accessible to everybody, and not everyone can get vegan mayonnaise. However, if you can get your hands on vegan mayonnaise, then a little hack for making toasties really crisp up on the outside is to pop some mayonnaise on it. You don't need a lot, but it does do something. So now we've got our buttered bread. You want to flip it round. And now add our tomato puree, or tomato paste, I think it's called in America. You can add as much or as little as you like, but this is the equivalent of the tomato base on a pizza, but obviously passata's runny, so this works a little better. Seasoning. And then this is one of the key things that's going to make it taste like pizza, mixed herbs. Specifically things like oregano and basil, but you can find Italian herb seasonings in most shops. And then we can add our toppings. So this one is going to be red onion, or both of them are going to have red onion. Alex's is having some tomato. And then for mine, I'm going for olives and then some artichokes. And then we're going to add some vegan cheese. So this I think is from M&S, this one. And I've also got this cheese, grated mozzarella style. I think it works really great if you mix up the vegan cheeses. And then I have got some of this Violife mozzarella slices. So I'm also gonna pop those in there, just for added measure. And then in mine, I'm also gonna pop some spinach just on top. And then we can put the lids on. And now we can fry them up. I'm gonna fry this in a griddle pan. You can use a toasty machine. I think it tastes best this way. And you literally just pop the sandwich in there and then turn it after maybe like 3 to 5 minutes. And a little hack I will show you on how to make the cheese melt. So it's been around 4-ish minutes. So I'm going to flip it. And you can tell it's ready when it like slides off like that. It will be a bit stuck because it will still be a bit moist if it's not toasted. Look at that. I'm going to show you my trick for making the vegan cheese melt. This also works on normal cheese. Because there's so much heat being absorbed into the bread, it really helps to do this method. So all you need to do is splash some water. And then pop the lid on. And basically what this does is it will steam your toasty so that the heat can be spread throughout the pan. Oh my goodness. This is like the dreamiest lunch ever. Trying 3 different cheeses as well really helps to make everything melt. I just love this so much. I mean, did you hear the crunch? Well, I hope you enjoyed those 3 easy vegan recipes for Veganuary. If you want more recipes, because they are all in this book, definitely go check out my book, Make It Vegan. It's out now. I think if you're in the US and Canada, it's out very soon, but you can pre-order it to come. It'll be out on the 16th of January. This is the perfect book to begin Veganuary with, to eat more vegan food this year, to eat more plant-based. There's nothing crazy in here in terms of ingredients. Everything is easy to follow, and it's probably gonna be recipes that you'll make again and again and again, because that was the inspiration for this book, to make recipes that people will make again and again, because these are ones that I do all the time. And there's a variety of comfort foods, foods that you're familiar with, new foods you maybe haven't tried before, and just everything. And I'm so proud of it. And every single recipe has a photograph, which is really important to me. So I'll leave a link below. Thank you for your support. Definitely tag me if you recreate any of these recipes or ones from my cookbook. And I will see you in my next video. Lots of fun Veganuary content to come this month, so make sure you're subscribed and hit that thumbs up button and give it a share if you like. And I'll see you next time. Bye.